goalkeeper. Good long throw out from him over to that far side to Bernardo. Brighton coming forward down that left hand side. No free kicks as the referee. Gathered back by Brighton, and it's eased out to this near side to Knockaert. Slight miscontrol from him, from the Frenchman, and it's played back to Montoya, and then in turn to Balogun at the back. Brighton switch this game 4-0 last season. What can they conjure up this afternoon? There's Rudiger at the back for Chelsea, and it's played by Azpilicueta back to his goalkeeper. Good control from the Spaniard Arrizabalaga, and it's out to Rudiger, to Luiz, his first touch of the afternoon, bringing it forward 10-15 yards up towards the halfway line. There's Hazard, the little magician, looking tricky as ever. Still Chelsea have it with Jorginho. Out it goes to that far side to Azpilicueta. This looks menacing from Chelsea. 4 minutes played, 0-0 here at the Amex. Chelsea, plenty of the early possession, trying to make inroads down that right hand side. Crisp, neat passing from Maurizio Sarri's side. Out it goes to that far side to Conte. Poor ball from him though, straight to Dale Stephens, and Brighton will clear their lines, but they've given it straight back to Chelsea. Careless play that from the Seagulls. Here's Luiz inside the centre circle, and then he plays it, calm ball out to that far side to Azpilicueta on the halfway line, and a bit of time and space, no closing down. And then it's Pedro on that far touchline, drags his foot over the ball, sizes up his options, then plays a short ball to Jorginho. Back it goes to Rudiger, and then to Luiz. Plenty of passing from Chelsea. And here they come again, menacingly. Here's Pedro through the middle. Important interception from Pedro. Will that release Brighton to launch attack of their own? The loose ball is seized upon by Chelsea though. In the early stages of this game are plenty of dominating possession from Maurizio Sarri's side. 0-0. Back it goes to Arrizabalaga in the Chelsea goal. Forward to Rudiger. Long ball from him forward. Long rakey ball to Willian over on this near side. Great control from the Brazilian. Cuts inside onto his right. Plays it into Jorginho. And there is an infringement, a foul on Hazard, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. 5 minutes played, slightly left of centre, midway inside the Brighton half. Great control though for Willian from that long ball from the back. The ball reached Hazard, and he was fouled by Stephens and Proper probably, trying to close him down. So it's a free kick. Something like 35 yards from goal, left of centre. Luiz is there, Willian as well. Shooting distance, shooting range. Can Chelsea conjure up something? It's 0-0 at the Amex. Free kick, here comes Luiz with a pile driver straight at Matthew Ryan, who gathers safely. Confident piece of handling from Matthew Ryan. Shot on target, first of the afternoon. Got it over the wall, did the Brazilian, but wasn't able to beat the Brighton goalkeeper, who handled with confidence, and then releases the ball upfield. Long ball aimed towards Glenn Murray, flicked on by Knockaert. Infield it comes to Montoya, who's looking to play it back to Dunk, his captain. Long ball from Dunk forward, which lacked accuracy and goes straight into the arms of the Chelsea goalkeeper, Arrizabalaga. Chelsea fans away to the right, behind the south stand in the corner, in fine voice, providing a lot of the atmosphere this afternoon, as Chelsea seek to emulate their win of last season, which was on January the 20th, 4-0 win. Hazard with a couple on target, Victor Moses as well, and Chelsea will be hoping for more of the same. Here are Brighton at the back, long ball forward, headed back by Alonso. Down it comes in midfield. This looks promising for Brighton. Out to Glenn Murray on the right hand side. Will it reach Knockaert? Important interception from Kovacic. Did well. Good industry though from Knockaert. He gathered the ball back, tried to beat Alonso, was fouled, so it's a free kick to Brighton on the right hand side, a couple of yards in from this near touchline. 0-0 here at the Amex. 2 games this afternoon. Southampton Arsenal the other game. A couple of South Coast versus London games this afternoon. This one goalless. Free kick, an opportunity to get the ball into the box. Referee blows his whistle. Gross, poor free kick though, really poor. Scuffed it, and the ball's up in the air on the edge of the Chelsea D. Bit of head tennis. Down it comes on this left-hand side for Hazard. Controls it, plays it to Kovacic. Sliding in though. A couple of robust challenges for Brighton, and the ball is worked back to the Seagulls captain Dunk. So first real meaningful attack. A set piece from Chris Hughton's side, and that is where most of the goals for Brighton have come so far this season. 13 of their 19 goals have come from set pieces. Chris Hughton out on the edge of his technical area, bellowing instructions. He was 60 this week, was Chris Hughton, on Tuesday, 11th of December. The Brighton manager, who's been in charge for 187 games. Here come Brighton down the left-hand side, over on that far touchline. Solly Marsh over on the ball, and it goes behind, and it's a goal kick to Chelsea away to our right. The weather much better this afternoon on the south coast. Dreadful afternoon yesterday all over the country. 2 degrees driving rain almost everywhere. But here, it's a lot warmer and a lot drier. Here at Chelsea at the back. Out it goes to Azpilicueta. Forward to Jorginho. To Pedro. Forward to Conte on the right hand side of midfield. Good link up play this from Chelsea. Here's Luiz joining things from the back. Great ball out to Willian on the left hand side. There is Montoya first, and he plays it back to his keeper Ryan, who clears the danger upfield. And there was the flick on from Glenn Murray, linking midfield and attack there. Glenn Murray, the Brighton and Hove Albion top scorer, 8 goals this season, 31 in 103 Premier League games for the 35-year-old. But he conceded a free kick there, which is taken by Chelsea. Picked up though by the home side. There is Glenn Murray, who conceded the free kick. Good interplay in the centre circle. There's Gross trying to work it out to Solly Marsh. This looks promising from Brighton. Here comes the ball, blocked by Azpilicueta. The ball into the box, and it's a throw into Brighton. Best move of the game from a Brighton and Hove Albion perspective. 11 minutes played, it's goalless. And here are Brighton over on that far side. Infield to Dunk at the back to Montoya, the right back. Down the line it goes. Flick on there from Knockaert. Trying to find Gross. He keeps the ball in play. It's a throw-in to Brighton and Hove Albion on this near side. The west stand, the west main stand, which is played back to Balogun. And then across centre of defence to Lewis Dunk, who is missing his usual central defensive partner. Long ball forward. Will it reach Glenn Murray? Does do so. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Gross is available in the box. Solly Marsh there as well. This looks promising. There's Marsh with the shot. Blocked. And it scuffs wide. Willian will help out his defence. And that's the first real effort of the afternoon. Solly Marsh did well. Blocked by the defender. Onside. So, things looking promising for Brighton. They've weathered the early storm. Ball from Murray into the box. There was Marsh. Great block. I think it was Azpilicueta. Threw his body in the way. But still Brighton are on the attack. Here they are on this right-hand side with Gross. Curls the ball into the box. Punched away by Arrizabalaga. Back it comes into the penalty area. Goes behind. That'll be a goal kick. Best spell of the game for Brighton. Applauded by the home fans. 0-0, but a little bit of pressure from Brighton. In this fixture last year, they were 2-0 down after 6 minutes, so they've made a better start this time around. And Arrizabalaga did well there, came out confidently, punched it clear, got enough on it, and then the ball back into the box, went straight behind for a goal kick. Decent game. Here's Rudiger at the back for Chelsea. Across to Luiz. Out to Alonso on this near side. His left back to Luiz again. Tries to ping another long ball forward out to Pedro on that far side. Great ball. Equalled by the control. 2 Brighton defenders ahead of him. Still it's Chelsea. Given away though by Chelsea. And it's brought forward by Brighton and Hove Albion. Forward to Glenn Murray. Poor touch from him. Looking for the flick on. And he was caught in 2 minds there. And the ball is back with Chelsea. And Luiz, 10 yards short of the halfway line. 13 minutes played, 0-0 on the south coast. 2 games this afternoon in the Premier League. Southampton in action as well, as Chelsea try and make inroads down this left-hand side. With Alonso. Tries to find Hazard, who looks frustrated as the ball goes past him. Allowing Brighton to regain possession. Good ball out from the back by Dunk to his left back Bernardo. Crisp, fast passing there. And then it goes back again from whence it came, and all the way back to Ryan, the Brighton goalkeeper. A little bit of frustration there for Chelsea. Maurizio Sarri looks on. Chelsea in Europa League action against MOL Vida in Hungary on Thursday. Hence the reason this game's played on a Sunday. 2-2. Kovacic, left-hand side of the penalty area. Chelsea now applying the pressure. Here's Willian, goes down, fouled on the angle of the penalty area. And it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position for Chelsea. Willian, the man fouled. And this is an opportunity for the Londoners. Good play down that left-hand side. Ball received, flicked on by Hazard. The shot was blocked from Alonso. Back out it came to Kovacic. And then to Willian, who tried to go past Knockaert. And that was not a great challenge. Conceded the free kick. 3-man wall from Brighton on this left-hand side. Willian will look to curl it into the box. Or maybe he fancies a chance himself. Here it comes from Williams, straight into the wall. 3-man wall did its job. And back towards the halfway line, where it's gathered once again by Chelsea. And Azpilicueta. 15 minutes played, goalless. And only a heroic block there from Alonso's shot, preventing what looked like a goal. Great defending from Brighton. Here's Jorginho out to that far side to Pedro. Great control up against Bernardo. Infield to Jorginho. Chelsea flicking the ball around with great confidence. Here's Jorginho midway inside Brighton territory. Triangles from Chelsea. Out it goes to Conte over on that far side. He's almost playing as a right winger today. Back it goes to Rudiger. Chelsea unable to thread their way through. So Chris Hughton's side doing well. Forward comes Rudiger to Conte. Takes the ball off his feet, then runs forward with it. Out it goes to Pedro over on that far side. Hazard's there as well. Plenty back for Brighton. Here's Hazard. Blue and white shirts in front of him. Chelsea can't find a way through. So it's great defending from Brighton. Here's Kovacic. 35 yards from goal. Leaves it for Hazard. Out to Alonso on this near side. Chelsea switching sides. Here's Kovacic to Hazard, trying to find a little space to shoot. Does do so. Kindly ricochet. Here's Hazard. Shoots. Crosses. And it's into the back of net. And Chelsea have got the lead. And it's Pedro. The ball's come. The goal's come after 17 minutes. Great work down the left-hand side. Real patience from Chelsea. They couldn't find a way through on the right, so they switched the ball to the left. And it found its way to Hazard. He got a kindly ricochet and a deflection, advanced into the box, crossed it, low cross, and there was Pedro to put the ball into the back of the net from close range. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Chelsea 1. And from a Brighton perspective, that is a bit heartbreaking, because it seemed like they'd weathered the storm. But Chelsea showed great patience, calmness on the ball, not fazed by the wall of blue and white striped shirts. But it took a fortunate deflection to unlock the Brighton defence, but composure on that left-hand side. Good cross, and it's bundled into the back of the net from close range. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Chelsea 1. So what reply is there going to be from Brighton? Long ball forward from Matthew Ryan. There is Stevens on the halfway line. The singing you can hear is all from the Chelsea fans away to the right. Full back in the left full back position for Brighton, who look a little shell-shocked. Ball swept out to the right-hand side, gathered by Knockaert, who's been dominated by Alonso thus far. Up in the air the ball comes, down it comes for Stevens. Did well, and then Knockaert is fouled by Jorginho. He says he got the ball and came away with the ball. No matter, the referee says it is a free kick to Brighton, says Mr. Attwell. Once the Premier League's youngest referee, although that record's now been beaten by Michael Oliver. Free kick to Brighton, right hand side of midfield. Dunk stands over the ball and leaves it for Knockaert, who curls it into the penalty area. Louise is there with the header, not convincing though. Willian helps out in the left full back position down near the corner flag. It's a Brighton throw though. So an opportunity here for Brighton to hurl a ball into the box. Down near that corner flag in front of us here in the West Stand. And it's easily dealt with by Chelsea. Brought away down this left-hand side. Here is Hazard, who came up with the assist for the goal. Sliding in is Bernardo. That's his 9th assist of the season for Hazard. 8 goals, and he is on 97 goals for Chelsea overall. The man signed from Lille in 2012 for what looks like a now cheap £32 million. Here's Conte across to Louise, who advanced forward up towards the halfway line and threads it out to the left hand side, trying to find Alonso from left back. Little loose, goes behind. Chelsea concede the throw into Brighton in the right full back position. Interesting that Brighton made a change at right back this afternoon, coming into the squad Martin Montoya, the Spaniard at right back, obviously feeling that Bruno would not be suited to the pace. The 38-year-old would not be suited to the pace of Chelsea's attacks down that side. Throw-in is taken. Here's Rudiger on the halfway line. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Chelsea 1. There is Kovacic, the man on loan from Real Madrid, in to Rudiger, to Conte. Chelsea enjoying the bulk of the possession. Something like 57% to 43. Now this looks purposeful here from the London side. Out to Alonso, into Hazard. Kovacic there as well, as is Willian. Patience from Hazard. To Alonso, to Willian. 4 Chelsea players on this near side, applauded by the Chelsea fans. Then Chelsea switching sides out to Pedro over on that far side. Up against Bernardo, proper there as well. Chelsea stringing together 25 or so passes, and it's to Conte, and then Brighton and Hove Albion win it back, but give it straight back to Chelsea. Here's Kovacic to Willian. Can Brighton win it back? They do so with Gross, but no sooner do they do so, they give it back to Chelsea. This time, however, Brighton win it back. Out to Montoya on this near side. Down the line it goes. Louise is there as well to win it back. Seems to be a facet of the game that whenever Brighton do get the ball, Chelsea are very, very quick to win it back. And here is Rudiger, the central defender, pinging the ball in the inside right channel. Good ball, aimed towards Hazard. Good pace on it. Didn't quite reach the Belgian. Here come Brighton though, with Knockaert. Out to Murray on this right-hand side. Knockaert makes himself available on that right flank. Back it comes in to the Frenchman. This is better from Brighton. Here's Proper. Brighton forced all the way back to Balogun at the back though, as we just passed the midway point in this first half here on the south coast. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Chelsea 1, but Brighton on the attack. Here's Knockaert, curls the ball into the box. Cleared by Chelsea. Decent ball. Here is Proper to Dunk, who's advanced from central defence to a position on the right hand side. Here's Knockaert though, trying to thread it through for Gross. Once again there's a wall of yellow Chelsea shirts and they can't find a way through, and it's back with Alonso to Jorginho in front of his two central defenders, and Brighton content to let Luiz and Rudiger have it at the back under no pressure whatsoever. So Rudiger advances forward, looks up, assesses his options. With Chelsea in the ascendancy, still it's Rudiger. No one closing him down. He's allowed to pick his pass, and he finds Willian, but the Brazilian had drifted into an offside position. So it is a free kick to Brighton. Flag up on this near side for Mr. Hatzikadis. Correct decision, it looks like, just seeing the replay. Far too much time though for Rudiger to pick his pass. Here are Brighton in the right back position. It's flicked on. Flag up again on this near side for Mr. Hatzikadis. 25 minutes played. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Chelsea 1. Chelsea very much in the ascendancy. 5 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal. Just the one shot from Brighton. That from Solly Marsh. And that one blocked by Aspilicueta, when it looks as if it was on target and going into the back of the net. But Brighton doing better than they did last year. But wait a minute, here comes Hazard for Chelsea, breaking through the middle. Goes down, challenged by Dunk. No free kick, says Mr. Attwell. That looks a nailed-on infringement. Certainly Hazard thought so. And it's back with Ryan, who clears upfield. Up in the air it goes. Comes down for Dale Stevens on the halfway line. He finds Gross, who works it out to Knockaert on the right-hand side here. Infield it goes. Little look over his shoulder from Proper. Then out to Bernardo, the left back. Played down the line. The target was Marsh. The ball put out by Aspilicueta for a throw-in. Better from Brighton over on that far side. But a few moments ago it certainly looked like there was a foul on Hazard as the little magician burst forward and went down on the edge of the Brighton penalty area. The ball's up the other end of the field. Here's Proper, working it back to Dunk, midway inside his own half. Played in all but one of Brighton's Premier League games as Dunk. He's played more under Chris Hughton than any other player in the Brighton squad. As Brighton try and come forward down the left-hand side, giving it back to Chelsea though. David Luiz receives the ball under no pressure from his goalkeeper. Then it's Rudiger to Jorginho. Then back to Rudiger again. Back to David Luiz, midway inside his own half. Almost toying with the opposition, Chelsea. And it's played forward by Rudiger. Good ball forward. It finds Hazard. Ball won back by Stevens, who did well. And Brighton have regained possession. What can they do with it here? Forward it goes down the left-hand side of midfield to Marsh. Want to throw in just short of the halfway line. 1-0, the visitors lead. 27 minutes play. 2 games this afternoon. Southampton in action as well, don't forget. Kick-off, and that's 1-0 to Southampton at 1:30 as well. That was a same kick-off time. Danny Ings with the goal on 20 minutes. And later on, it's Liverpool against Manchester United. That one a 4 o'clock kick-off. Here, it's 1-0 to Chelsea. And here is Luiz in the left full-back position. And Stevens fouls Kovacic on this near side. Doesn't agree with the decision. And no sooner do I say that Southampton are ahead than Arsenal have equalised. It's 1-1 at St Mary's. Equaliser from Arsenal on the south coast as Southampton bid to get away from trouble at the bottom of the table. Ball played forward by Chelsea, gathered by Kovacic, looks promising. Here's Hazard into the box, left hand side, brings it onto his right foot, then his left goes one way, then the other. Still Hazard has it, plays it back to Kovacic, looking dangerous here. Brighton living a little shakily. Back it goes to Rudiger though, on the halfway line. To Luiz, ball at his feet. Back to Rudiger again. The 2 central defenders are very, very comfortable in possession. And they're not closed down in any way, shape or form by Brighton. Probably a conscious tactic, but they are allowed to pick their passes. Here's Hazard, midway inside Brighton territory. Advancing from right back is Aspilicueta. Finds him, great ball. Important foot in though from Solly Marsh. Good piece of defending. Had to track back there. Did well, the Brighton man. And can they launch an attack of their own over on that far side? Here come the Seagulls with Glenn Murray. Looking promising. Knockaert wants it in the middle. Montoya's there as well from right back. The pressure abates a little bit. And there needed to be greater fluency there from Brighton. But they've won a throw-in over on that far side. Half an hour played. 1-0 to Chelsea. Here's Montoya, the right back on the halfway line. Clicks it down the line. Gathered back by Chelsea though, and Alonso. Gross trying to pressurise the yellow shirts of Chelsea. Putting in a shift there. But still, the visitors have it. Here is Luiz, has time to adjust his hair, brushes his hair back, and then plays a right-footed ball forward to Willian, finds him. Then there's Kovacic, given away though by Brighton, to gather to Brighton. There's a shot, Marsh, shot, saved by the keeper. Given away by Chelsea, gathered by Solly Marsh, left-footed shot from 25 yards. Careless from Chelsea, overconfidence maybe. And that is the first save of the afternoon from Kepa Arrizabalaga. Good save down low to his left, and it's a shot on target which comes on 31 minutes. Bit of overconfidence mainly from Chelsea, looking comfortable at the back, then they gave it away. The ball was seized upon by Solly Marsh, shot straight away, saved by the Chelsea keeper. Best opportunity of the game. 15 minutes to go to half time. Brighton 0, Chelsea 1. Long ball forward from Rudiger. Out it goes to Willian on this left hand side. Flag up again from Mr. Hatzikades. Willian frustrated. Yes, it was the correct decision from the official. That does seem to be an outlet from Chelsea. Long ball from the back from Rudiger out to the left-hand side to Willian. Hasn't quite come off as of yet. And Chelsea have the ball over on the right with the goal scorer Pedro. Works it out to Aspilicueta. Tussling for possession. Here is Stevens to Bernardo. Stevens did well to win the ball back for the home side. And upfield it comes. And Jorginho is fouled inside the centre circle. So it'll be free kick. A couple of yards inside the Brighton half to Chelsea. Taken quickly. Brighton 0, Chelsea 1, Southampton 1, Arsenal 1 in the lunchtime kickoffs. But Brighton have the ball here. in the Chelsea half. Here's Gross. Plays it back, though, to Stevens. Then there's Proper. He plays it back to Dunk, who plays it forward back to the Dutchman. Brighton's efforts applauded by the home fans. Here's Stevens on the halfway line for Brighton and Hove Albion. To Montoya, the right back, given away though. There's William, launches the ball forward. Here's Hazard. It could be Hazard. Hazard's in, shoots right-footed, and it's a second goal for Chelsea on 33 minutes. Given away by Brighton. Careless from the home side, and Chelsea double their lead. Eden Hazard with his 9th goal of the season. It's Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. Really careless from Brighton. It was Dunk, the man who gave the ball away. Gave it straight to Willian. And he played the ball, seized upon the opening, played it forward to Hazard, and then there was never in any doubt what was going to happen next. Still a long way to go for Hazard. Advanced into the Brighton penalty area, and then shot with his right foot into the back of the net, beating the Brighton goalkeeper with ease. Never in any doubt. He ran about 40 yards with the ball, but he knew exactly what he was doing, did Eden Hazard, and he's got his 9th goal of the season, and Chelsea lead by 2 goals to 0. So, how are Brighton going to respond? Here's Jorginho. Suddenly the game looks a little bit open. Here comes Chelsea with Hazard again. Scorer of the second goal. Fouled just short of the halfway line. That is going to be a booking, I think. No, Stuart Attwell doesn't reach into his pocket. Opts instead for the talking to. For Dunk, who's had a bad couple of minutes. Gave the ball away. Gave the ball straight to Chelsea, from which they scored the second goal. And then bringing down Hazard, and lucky to evade the booking. Gives the Belgian a pat on the back. No doubt of relief at not receiving a booking for that. So Brighton 0, Chelsea 2, Southampton 1, Arsenal 1 in the lunchtime games. Here on Premier League Live. Plenty to think about at half-time for Brighton, as the ball is played forward by Jorginho. Gets a kindly deflection from a Brighton and Hove Albion perspective. Ball's in the right full-back position with Montoya. Plays it up towards the halfway line to Glenn Murray. Infield it comes. Good play this from Brighton. Still it's Glenn Murray. 35-year-old doing well. Plays it to Gross, who plays a long crossfield ball out to Bernardo on the left-hand side. Good ball that. Good spell of possession here from Brighton to Stevens in midfield. Frustration though from the home fans as the ball is played back. It's played to Dunk. He pings it forward and it's straight behind, and it's a goal kick to Chelsea, and that is an opportunity wasted. Plenty of possession there from Brighton, but too often the Seagulls were looking back instead of forward, much to the frustration of the home fans. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. And Chelsea well worth their 2-goal lead. And here they are again with Hazard, the man that did the damage a few moments ago. Great ball out to Willian. Who else on the left-hand side? Up against 2 defenders. Plenty of options in field. Finds Hazard. And then Willian frustratingly doesn't find Kovacic, and it's gathered back by Brighton. And Balogun to Dunk. To Bernardo, who plays it down the line to Marsh. Again, the ball is back to Dunk. Good pressure from Chelsea, forcing Brighton to do that. Here is Lewis Dunk, the home captain, midway inside his own half, advancing up towards the halfway line, and then finds Bernardo. Flick from Marsh, straight back to Chelsea though, and here is Kovacic to Alonso. Very much as you were. Alonso has time to put his foot on the ball and assess his options. Ball played forward, aimed towards Pedro, the scorer of the first goal this afternoon. On 17 minutes, the 2 goals being scored on 17 and 33 minutes. Just looking again at that move. And play will resume with a free kick to Brighton. Here is Dunk. Seen plenty of possession at the back, but been unable to do too much with it. On the contrary, the visitors have been allowed to start their attacking moves at the back, being allowed to pick out their options. And the Chelsea central defenders of Rudiger and Luiz do look comfortable on the ball. Here is Conte, likewise, to Rudiger, who advances over the halfway line. And then advances further, plays a short ball forward. Here's Conte on the return out to Willian. This looks dangerous on the left-hand side. Willian opts not to shoot, perhaps should have done so. Gathered back by Brighton, seized upon by Knockaert on this right-hand side. Working hard to keep the ball away from Chelsea. It's gathered back by Jorginho, the defensive midfielder, and then putting a foot in is Luiz. Comfortable in the end for Chelsea, and there is Rudiger with the ball, with no Brighton player within 10 yards of him. He's allowed to pick his ball forward. It's a poor ball straight at Matthew Ryan, who gathers, and he will launch the ball upfield. Chelsea fans in fine voice away to the right on the south coast. Chelsea have won all previous 6 league games against Brighton with an aggregate of 12-1. Now 14-1, of course. In fact, the last time that Brighton scored against Chelsea was back in 1983. Alan Young, the man, getting the goal. But Brighton have not beaten Chelsea in any form since a victory in the FA Cup back in 1933. And are well worth their 2-goal advantage here. Play scrappy for the moment. And it's all Chelsea. And so one wonders what Chris Hughton is going to do at half-time. Will be seeking to avoid a heavy defeat like last season. Here is Conte, though. Can Chelsea get a third before half-time? Conte in the inside right chance. Here's Pedro. Real chance for Chelsea. Headed over his own bar by Lewis Dunk. That was really dangerous from Chelsea. You're slicing Brighton open at will there. They had the numbers forward in the attack. There was Pedro trying to find Hazard. Dunk did well to head over his own bar. I think it's the first corner of the game. And it's for Chelsea. Away to our left, in front of the North Stand, by the South Downs. It's over on that far side. Height forward in the form of Rudiger and Luiz. Willian will take the corner over on that far side. Luiz will be the target, you would have thought. Scored last week against Manchester City from a corner. He is policed by Dunk. Alonso there as well. Bit of pushing and shoving involving Luiz and Dunk. Here comes the corner from Willian, aimed towards the far post, headed narrowly wide. Got a head on it to Rudiger, looks frustrated. Did well to get his head on it, but it was wide. Not that far wide, at the foot of the post. Perhaps while the attention was elsewhere. Perhaps he should have done better there with Rudiger. The attention was focused elsewhere, and Rudiger was allowed to head wide. 4 minutes to go to half-time. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Chelsea 2. Still 1-1 between Southampton and Arsenal. Don't forget later on, it's Liverpool against Manchester United. That one at 4 o'clock. Number of ways in which you can listen to that. As the ball is worked at Arrizabalaga in goal for Chelsea in his first season in the Chelsea goal, having signed for £72 million in the summer. The world's most expensive keeper. Signed a 7-year contract as well. Here's Marsh. for the home side, short of the halfway line, gives the ball straight to Jorginho, who has time to play it back to Rudiger and then to Luiz on the halfway line. Then it's to Kovacic, and then a flurry of passes from Chelsea. Luiz looks comfortable with the ball, allowed to look up. This time doesn't have time to adjust his hair as it's played back to Kovacic, who's occupied the position formerly occupied by Luiz in central defence. He's got Rudiger to his right, and then it's played forward to Luiz, who looks like he's more in midfield at the moment, in a central position. Finds Conte. Azpilicueta advances over on that far side. Chelsea not under heavy pressure with the ball at all, or any pressure. Allowed to move it around at will. It's Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. And here is Alonso on this near side, the left back. Flicks it in field to Hazard, who else? Up against Dale Stevens. Kovacic goes down off the ball, clutching his ankle. And there is Conte. And then Azpilicueta puts the ball out of play, so that Pedro can receive treatment. Clutching his right ankle. The home fans boo. He's smartly to his feet. Not quite sure what happened there. I think it was Lewis Dunk who trod on his right ankle. It looked accidental, though, it has to be said. And Dunk did apologise immediately. Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. And we've got just over a minute to go to half time. And a goal's been scored on the south coast. It's Southampton 2, Arsenal 1. That could be a very, very important goal for the South Coast side this afternoon, as they bid to avoid the drop under their new manager, Mr. Husenhagel. Chelsea in possession as we enter the last minute here on Premier League Live. At the back with Rudiger to Luiz, who's now back in central defence. Plays it back to Arrizabalaga in the Chelsea goal. Out to Rudiger again. Plenty of time and space to play the ball out at will. As we receive confirmation of that goal down at St Mary's. Danny Ings got the second goal there in the 44th minute. So, got a brace this afternoon, and what an important pair of goals that could be for Southampton. Here, Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. The 45 minutes are up. Chelsea in possession with Luiz midway inside his own half. 1 minute will be added on after the completion of the 45, which has already elapsed. Here's Alonso down the left-hand side, trying to find William. Montoya plays it back to his keeper, who slices the ball outfield. And it's gathered back by Chelsea. There's Conte. And midway inside his own half is Arrizabalaga. Such is the comfort which Chelsea find themselves in possession, spraying the ball out at will. And here they are again over on that far side. Will there be something more before half time for Maurizio Sarri's side? Infield it goes to Jorginho. Plenty of passes, crisp passing. Here is Hazard, 25 yards from goal. Couldn't get past his defender, and it's cleared by Brighton, but given straight back to Chelsea, much to the frustration of the home fans. And there is the half-time whistle. Murmurings of discontent here at the Amex from the Brighton fans. Rich applause from the Chelsea ones away to the right. Brighton did okay in the opening stages of the game, but Pedro gave Maurizio Sarri's side the lead on 17 minutes from the assist by Eden Hazard. And then 16 minutes later, ball given away by Lewis Dunk to Willian, who threaded the ball through to the Belgian, and there was never in any doubt what was going to happen next. Eden Hazard putting the ball in the back of the net for his 9th of the season on 33. So the half-time score is Brighton 0, Chelsea 2.
from target. He's got to be more alert there, target. He's given the ball away to Aubameyang. In the end, a combination of Herrera and target win the ball back. He's done well there to win it back there, target, with the help of Herrera, but he holds his hand up in the air. He knows he can't afford to make mistakes like that in the Premier League, let alone against Arsenal.
I mean, we're 47 minutes, there's 2 minutes overtime. Just open your body up and just bend it down the line. I mean, you want to see the half out now, but the pleasing thing is they're trying to play, so they are looking to play, but he's got to understand the area that he's in.
I don't think Arsenal have brought on a substitute yet, and so they're playing out this first half with just 10 men. Bellerin has gone off. There's no way he can continue, but I think they're going to regroup at half-time. And there is the half-time whistle. So often we see these games go to script, but they're certainly not going to script here at St Mary's this afternoon. A wonderful header from Danny Ings giving Southampton the lead. Mkhitaryan with a header from distance, levelling things off for Arsenal, but yet another header just a minute or so before half-time. Danny Ings, a lovely ball in from Nathan Redmond, and Southampton go in at half-time 2-1 ahead against Arsenal, who once again go in at half-time in the Premier League not ahead. They still haven't been ahead this season in a Premier League match at half-time. Half-time, Southampton 2, Arsenal 1.
Premier League. With live commentary of all 380 matches this season. Available at talksport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit talksport.com to find out more.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Ericsson just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah, who scores! Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan tournament. The TalkSport English Premier League Predictor game. Available online and for free at TalkSport.com/predictor.
The Premier League Preview Show with TalkSport.
Sanchez wants runners. There's 6 players on the edge of the area to aim for. One is Smalling! Unbelievable scenes at the Etihad Stadium. It's 3-2 to Manchester United.
TalkSport's Premier League experts give their views ahead of the weekend's action.
We are joined on the preview show to talk about what has happened at the top of the table in the last few days by our former Premier League winger, Matthew Etherington. Adrian Clark's with us. Chris Iwelumo, fresh from the gym.
Subscribe to the podcast today at talksport.com and then hear every kick on Premier League Live.
Oxlade-Chamberlain goes down, but he still finds Salah, who makes it 2 to Liverpool. 1 chance, 1 goal. Number 20 for the Egyptian magician.
Listen to the show on talksport.com.
Half-time here at St Mary's. Southampton 2, Arsenal 1. So far, the Gunners are being outgunned. Let's have a listen to the first half highlights. Time wide to Target up against Bellerin. Can he get the cross in? He can! Oh, what a goal! It's Danny Ings with a bullet of a header, and Southampton have the lead. The manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl, quickly turns back to his bench and says, let's keep this all calm. But that is a lovely ball in and a decent header as well from Danny Ings. It's Southampton 1, Arsenal 0.
First time Matty target is opened up. Bellerin for me should have done better, should have blocked the cross. But what about that delivery into the box?
Looking down the left hand side, it's a decent looking ball towards Monreal, who cuts it back, and there is the Arsenal equaliser. A header from Mkhitaryan into the corner, and Arsenal are back on level terms. They barely had a sniff in the final third, but when the ball was played in from Nacho Monreal, the header from Mkhitaryan was inch perfect. It's another good ball into the box by a left back, and Arsenal are back on level terms.
Mate, it's the first time that Monreal has gone forward. The way we played a great ball. Valerie got attracted to the ball. Great little cut back from Mon. That's a great ball, and that's a great header from Mkhitaryan.
Bursting forward, great ball in. Danny Ings with a header, and there is number 2. And Southampton have scored a second goal and are back in the lead again. It's a lovely ball into the box, and once again the forehead of Danny Ings is responsible for finding the back of the net, and the Saints are 2-1 up on the stroke of half time. So at half time, Southampton 2, Arsenal 1. Alongside me is the former Saints man, Jason Dodd. Jason, you'll be very pleased with your former club and their performance in the first half. You're just saying how impressed you've been with them up until now.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was a fairly even half. I've got to be honest. I think, they've edged it, which many games this season they've done really well. I'm coming losing or 0-0 or 1 each or whatever. But just the way that they've gone about it, the way that they pressed Arsenal. Arsenal had the first 10 minutes, but then all of a sudden Southampton have just grown into the game. The confidence is in and around them. They're pressing, they're getting success. So I think that just breathes. And you're thinking, oh my God, the work that they have put in, they're seeing this is actually coming off. So they're pressing Arsenal, and Arsenal are not liking it at all. They're expecting to be comfortable on the ball and to link up the play, but Southampton are just not letting them get into the game. And really, on the balance of it, Southampton's pressing. I've been really impressed. The manager's had 1 week to work with them, and you can see that it's showing. The only thing that's going to worry me is, are they going to be able to do it for the 90 minutes? Because, like I said, it's their first game really where they've had a week's work with the manager, and he's emphasised that he wants some high pressing. Is can they last the 90 minutes?
And you look at Arsenal's bench where they've got quality. We was just saying that Hector Bellerin has limped off. They went in at half-time, Arsenal, with just 10 men on the pitch. It looks as though Ainsley Maitland-Niles was readying himself to come on, but he put a top back on again. He didn't come on, and I wonder at the moment it looks like Unai Emery is just considering his options, because he's got the likes of Özil, Lacazette, Ramsey. They are the big guns on the bench that he might need to turn to try and rescue this game for Arsenal.
So I think as soon as they come out, and you'll see the substitutions making, if obviously Ainsley doesn't come on, are they going to evolve back to a back four? Because they know that they can play Liechtensteiner at right back, Koscielny and Zaka in the middle, or Monreal at left back. So then he's then going to be playing a different system. If they have the young Ainsley who's a left back, Monreal can quite easily go over to right wing back. But then again, that means that they've only got 2 more changes to make. So you've got the likes of Ozil, Ramsey and Lacazette. There's only 2 of them that come on. So it will be interesting. As you spoke about earlier in the programme, they have the best record in the second period. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Listen, there's been 3 cracking goals in the first half. Let's quickly reflect on them. I think the first one was arguably the best of the 3. Matt Targett's ball from the left-hand side, inch perfect, straight onto the head of Danny Ings. Danny Ings, if he's complaining about service, he's had some brilliant service today, hasn't he? 2 cushion headers. I mean, okay, he's had to react to the second one, but that header, he's literally just had to get on the end of that ball in from Target. It's brilliant.
But that's where you want Danny. Like I said, his link-up play's okay, but he's a goal scorer. But you must have the delivery into the box. And like I said, you have Matty on one side, inch perfect. As you mentioned, he still had a lot to do, but it was just directing it in. And then on the other side, Nathan Redmond coming inside again. There's me questioning his quality in his final delivery, but putting a great ball in. And again, Danny in between the 2 centre-halves with a great cushion header just under the bar. So from Southampton's point of view, it's 2 good goals. From an Arsenal point of view, how did he get so much space in between the centre-halves? That's the thing they're going to be asking.
Well, after this game, we've got the small matter of Liverpool against Manchester United. Hang on to your seats. That's coming straight after the second half between Southampton and Arsenal. Let's have a listen to the views of the two managers for that game, Jose Mourinho and, first of all, Jurgen Klopp.
We have to be angry on Sunday, and we will be. We fight for our points. It's not that there's anything, we don't solve problems for others or whatever. We have our own problems, we have our own targets, and we go for them. That's all. But with all of this kind of questions where you think, why are we talking about that? Because we don't have something to talk about, obviously. You want to talk with me about Man United. So that's the interesting stuff. So that's, you prepare already the stories for Monday. And our job is that you have to write on Sunday the right story.
I think trophies matter, yeah. Especially when you have the potential to fight for the trophies, and especially when you clearly say that the objective is to win the trophy. I think sometimes to say just to say is not very intelligent, but when you have the potential, you have nothing to hide. Because to say we want to win, everybody can say that. I think, I don't read much, but I think Jurgen told already that they want to win the Premier League. Is their objective is to win the Premier League.
So Liverpool against Manchester United coming up straight after this one. That should be a humdinger of a game, shouldn't it? It always is between them two.
But there's added spice now. Normally, it's Man United that are in a better position than Liverpool, and that they're the ones playing the decent football. Liverpool have been like Man City, absolutely magnificent, and Man United have more or less been stop-start. They haven't really got going in any of the games, if I'm honest with you, and there's all the talk that Mourinho's lost the dressing room and all these sort of things, which is people stirring things along, I suppose. But yeah, it's got the potential to be a fantastic game.
Well, that one's coming up with Toby Gillis straight after this game here. The second half is coming up very shortly at St Mary's. Southampton leading Arsenal by 2-1. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Premier League football is a truly global game, and TalkSport is the global audio partner of the Premier League.
It's a massive goal!
With live commentary of all 380 matches this season, available at TalkSport.com in English, Spanish or Mandarin every weekend.
What a goal! What a fantastic strike!
The event horizon of world-class football. Visit TalkSport.com to find out more.
If you're outside the UK and Ireland, we've got you covered. TalkSport's international service covers every Premier League match live. Full commentary, pre- and post-match analysis, and goals as they go in from every single Premier League match.
A line of bodies along the edge of the 6-yard box. Eriksen just rifles it in, and Harry Kane is there to head in almost on the goal line. More Premier League goals in a calendar year than any other player in history.
Every game is covered. Get involved in debates. Ask in-game questions to our commentary team and get goal updates with @TalkSport Live on Twitter.
Edge of the box is Solanke. Through to Mo Salah! Who scores? Number 32! Mo Salah, the record breaker for Liverpool!
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live. Brought to you by TalkSport Live.
Go to TalkSport.com and sign up now to play the free TalkSport Predictor game. Predict the results of the English Premier League games this season for the chance to win top-flight weekly prizes. From the Gunners getting away goals at Anfield to epic finishes at the Etihad. Click TalkSport.com/predictor and register now for the chance to go top of the table in the ultimate football fan.
Welcome back to the South Coast for the game between Brighton and Chelsea. The half-time score 2-0 to the visitors. The two teams back out. Chelsea out first, followed by Brighton. Just looking around the two sides for any changes. And I don't think any changes have been made. Brighton will be attacking from right to left in this second half, as Mr. Stuart Attwell gets us underway in this second half. Can Brighton force their way back into this game? Didn't do too badly in that first half, and certainly for the second goal shot themselves in the foot. Last season this finished 4-0 to the visitors, and Brighton doing better. They were 2-0 down in 6 minutes last time, so, and here they come down the left hand side looking to make early inroads. in this second period. Ball out of play on this near side. It's a throw into Brighton. 2-0 to the visitors. Here they come. Throw in taken quickly. Cross from Gross. Gathered by Kepa Arrizabalaga for Chelsea. Out it comes to the yellow shirts, playing from left to right, attacking the goal in front of the south stand to our right. And it's the Chelsea fans who are behind that goal in the corner. So they will be looking to do well in attacking the goal in front of their own fans. Brighton likewise. Here's Azpilicueta, the right back. Given away though. And it's gathered back by Brighton, and Bernardo plays it down the line, long board and ball forward, gathered by the Chelsea goalkeeper Arrizabalaga, who rolls it out. The two sides, Chelsea 4-3-3, Arrizabalaga, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Luiz and Alonso in midfield, Conte, Jorginho, Kovacic, front three, Pedro, Hazard and Willian. No recognised orthodox centre forward. Note. Brighton, Ryan in goal, Montoya, Balogun, Duncan, Bernardo at the back. There's Chelsea trying to bring the ball forward. In midfield, Knockaert, Proper, Stevens and March. Up front, Glenn Murray, and just behind him, Pascal Gross looking to link midfield and attack. Chelsea drifting offside for that attack a few moments ago. And it's a goal kick to Brighton. 48 minutes played here at the Amex. Maurizio Sarri making notes down in his technical area. Given away though by his side, and there is Solly March, promptly gathered back by Conte. Did ever so well there, the Frenchman. He plays it to Willian. Back to Luiz, first time control. Sweeps his hair back, looks up, brings it onto his right foot. Still he has the ball. Short ball to Willian. Those two playing the ball between themselves, and then find Hazard, who turns like a little eel, looks to run forward, flicks it out to the right hand side, takes a deflection, gathered by Pedro, scorer of the first goal. Joining the attack is Azpilicueta. Chelsea looking ominous. Here's Conte. Quick passing from Chelsea, back it goes to Rudiger, and he flicks it back to his own keeper, who comes out midway inside his own half and then plays it out to Luiz, who advances over the halfway line. Williams there as well. Chelsea probing, pressing forward. William, crossfield, right-footed ball from him, finds Pedro, great ball. Similar control from the Spaniard, out to Azpilicueta. He will look to cross, low cross into the penalty area, half a chance. Brighton at 6s and 7s. Pedro puts the ball over. Really incisive attacking move there from Chelsea. Patient build-up, and then it was worked to Azpilicueta. His sumptuous cross almost found Hazard, and then lurking at the far post was Willian, and only some last-ditch defending from Montoya prevented Chelsea from getting a third goal. Slicing Brighton open there. But what a patience there was in the build-up to that. Waiting for the right opening. Here are Brighton on the halfway line with Glenn Murray, who's carried the battle to Chelsea all afternoon. Ball out of play. Brighton throw. Back to Montoya. Plays it back to his own goalkeeper, Matthew Ryan. Out to Dunk. Gives it away though, straight towards Pedro. Here's Pedro to Willian, important interception though from Balogun, and he's giving it straight back to Chelsea. Brighton once again shooting themselves in the foot by giving the ball away, and they gathered it back here, and here is Bernardo. Don't forget, Brighton gave the ball away for the second goal for Chelsea, and a lightning quick counter from Chelsea saw them score a second. But here come Brighton with an attack of their own down this left-hand side to Bernardo. To Marsh. Out to Bernardo. Back to Marsh again. Can he get a cross in? Gets towards the byline. Crosses it. Gathered by the keeper. Did well there, Brighton. Good low cross from March. Got to the byline. A couple of kindly deflections along the way. And that was better from Chris Hughton's side. Murray was lurking behind the Chelsea goalkeeper. 6 minutes played in this second half. Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. Elsewhere, down on the south coast, it's 2-1 to Southampton in Ralph Hasenhüttl's first home game in charge of the Saints. So his side doing well there at the break. I don't think Arsenal have been ahead at half-time all season. That's an amazing statistic. Here is Dale Stevens winning the ball back. That's what he's in the side for. Playing it to Knockaert. Linking well with Gross. Better from Brighton as it comes to March on the left-hand side up against Aspilicueta. Can he get a ball into the box? Doesn't do so. Really top-class defending from Aspilicueta, who blocked, controlled the ball and then cleared the danger. Top class from the Spaniard there. And now Chelsea come forward down the other side with Alonso. 5 yards in from that far touchline. There's Alonso, ball into the box. And it's gathered by the left back, Bernardo. Little overhit that one. But again, speed in the counter-attack from Chelsea, who were in 4th place going into today's game. 10 points off the leaders Manchester City. So it's important if Chelsea are to compete, keep themselves in contention for a victory this afternoon. Having lost at Wolves and Tottenham in rather poor fashion at Tottenham, but victories also in the last 4 at home to Fulham and Manchester City. So Chelsea a little up and down of late. The 2 games they have lost have been in the last 4. Brighton fans still making their way back from the half-time interval. And we've played 8 minutes of the second half. And the visitors have the lead. Here's Rudiger at the back, playing it back to his own keeper on the edge of his 6-yard area. Does look comfortable with the ball at his feet. Arrizabalaga. Out to Luiz, who does likewise, up towards the halfway line. Pings a left-footed ball forward, aimed towards Hazard. Gathered back by Knockaert. Intervening is Willian. Over on that far side. There's Alonso as well. Flicks his ear into Conte in a more central position. Joining the attack is Aspilicueta, then infield to Pedro. Plays the ball into the box. Aimed towards Hazard, up in the air the ball goes. Don't forget Chelsea playing without an orthodox centre forward this afternoon. Hazard, the man coming from deep. There is Dale Stevens though for the visitors with a bit of time and space. To Montoya over on the far side, to Gross in front of his right back. Back it goes to Montoya. To Stevens once again. Short ball between those two. A little spell of possession from Brighton. This is better. Too often the ball is back and it's back to Balogun and then to Dunk. Decent ball out to Bernardo on the left hand side. He's giving it straight back to Chelsea though. Ball out of play. Throw in taken quickly by Brighton, where it's gathered by Proper, the Dutchman, and back it goes to Ryan in goal, who's played it all 54 or 55 now of Brighton's Premier League games. And Dunk's only missed one as it's gathered back by Chelsea on the halfway line, and Conte. The ball is slipped forward where to Hazard, then Kovacic. He is felled in dramatic fashion. Lewis Dunk, the perpetrator, and for the first time this afternoon the yellow card is brandished. Mr. Attwell reaches for his pen and then takes the name of Lewis Dunk. Took out Hazard there. In fact, it was Kovacic. He looked in some pain. So Dunk's got to be careful. He is on a booking. And he's got 40 minutes to go of this game to deal with the threat of Eden Hazard. It's a free kick to Chelsea, just over 30 yards from goal, left of centre, a couple of yards wide of the left-hand post. Willian stands over the ball. 2-0 Chelsea. Willian fact, it's more like 35 yards. Looks like he fancies trying his luck. Here is William, right-footed ball, played towards the far post, aimed towards Alonso, cleared by Brighton, gathered by Bernardo in the left full-back position. Done well there, and it's a throw-in on this near side. Good pressure there from David Luiz, and it's a throw into Brighton, taken quickly by Bernardo. Back to Lewis Dunk, booked a few moments ago. Plays it out to his right back, Montoya, over on that far side. Chelsea pressing high though, trying to pressurise Brighton into mistakes. Ball goes out of play, put there by Willian, thrown to Chelsea in the right full-back position. And that kind of is the difference between the two sides. When Brighton have got it at the back, they are pressurised, as Hazard is doing now to Matthew Ryan, the Brighton goalkeeper. And when the ball is up the other end of the field, Chelsea's defenders and keepers have all the time in the world to pick their passes. Here are Brighton on the halfway line. Good ball out to Solly Marsh on the left-hand side. Flag is up from Mr. Hatzikardes. Good intent though from Brighton. The ball worked out to Solly Marsh, who just started his run a few moments too soon. And the flag up quickly. Brighton making a better fist of it in the second half, but still 2 goals down. And so you think it's time for a change of tack, perhaps a change of formation, just to try and make some impression upon the opposition here from the home side. Ball is back with Arrizabalaga, given away though, gathered by Kovacic. There is Alonso. Kovacic runs from Deke over the halfway line, then plays it out to Willian. In the middle is Pedro on the edge of the penalty area. Still it's Willian, policed by 3 defenders, and it's shepherded out of play by Kovacic, by Montoya rather, and it's a goal kick to Brighton over on that far side. Andone is going to be the man to come on. Romanian centre forward, drop for this game. Glenn Murray preferred. So it's going to be a change by Chris Hughton. Florian Andone, the Romanian 6-foot striker, will come on. Who will be the man to go off? Ball still in play. Here's Pedro playing it back to Conte. Azpilicueta plays it back to his keeper, who's under no pressure, and then plays it to Luiz. David Luiz brings it forward. No pressure whatsoever. No Brighton player within 5 yards, allowed to get up towards the halfway line, and then linking well with Pedro. Now Chelsea up their gears, out to Hazard, right hand side. Can he get into the box? Does so. Right hand side of the penalty area. Hazard plays it towards the far post. Back header from Montoya, because Pedro was lurking behind him. Good back header that. And there is a foul there by Alonso in the Brighton penalty area. It'll be a free kick to Brighton, which will allow Chris Hughton time to make his substitution if he prefers. Rich applause from the home fans. Glenn Murray, the man to go off. Back after injury this afternoon. He's put a shift up front. And Done, a like-for-like replacement. The Romanian with 2 goals. The man signed from Deportivo in the summer. So will he have any better luck? No real opportunities for Glenn Murray to put into the back of the net as play resumes, and we pass the hour mark here at the Amex this afternoon, down on the south coast, as the ball is played back to Arrizabalaga. Upfield the ball comes to Conte, chests it down to Jorginho in midfield. He's fouled by Proper, who pleads his innocence. It's a free kick to Chelsea. So half an hour for Brighton to try and get something from this game. Chelsea looking comfortable, looking well worth their 3 points, which would keep them in the top 4. Don't forget, elsewhere down on the south coast, it's Southampton 2, Arsenal 2 now. So Arsenal have got the equaliser there. 2-1 ahead. Southampton at half-time. But Mkhitaryan with a second goal on 53 minutes, levelling things for the visitors. Here are Brighton in possession on the halfway line with Andone getting his first touch, shows good strength, and he wins the free kick in a tussle with David Luiz. And the referee, Stuart Attwell, we can hear it clearly on the microphone, issues his instructions: keep the ball, please. Very polite from Mr. Attwell. And it's a free kick over on that far side. Free kick to Brighton, 1 yard in from that far touchline. Pascal Gross will take it. The German will look to play the ball into the Chelsea penalty area. Out it comes to this far side, chested down by Dunk. From Solly Marsh, it's played into the penalty area. Easy though for Chelsea, and Pedro clears upfield. The loose ball is seized upon though by Dale Stephens. He gives it straight back to Pedro. That is careless from the Brighton number 6. And Pedro brings it forward to Hazard ominously. He sweeps it out to Willian over on that far side. 2 men forward for Chelsea in the box. Hazard's one of them, Pedro the other. Chelsea playing without a recognised centre forward. Here they come again though. Here is Hazard, left hand side of the penalty area, forced wide by Lewis Dunk. Joining the attack is Conte. There's Alonso with a stinging shot off the crossbar, and I think it's a post actually, and on the rebound it's cleared. Gathered by Conte. Great shot from Alonso. There is Proper to Stephens. Can Brighton counter here? Almost a third there from Chelsea, right in front of the Chelsea fans from Marcos Alonso. Great shot from long range from the Spaniard. Off the bar. And it really had some venom, really was travelling, that shot. Matthew Ryan beaten all ends up right in front of the Chelsea fans. Here are Brighton trying to get back into this game. As it comes to Dunk on this left-hand side. To Proper. Possession from Brighton, but it's at the back with Stephens. He threads it forward to the halfway line with Knockout. This looks better. And Donny makes a run down the right-hand side. Frustrated that he doesn't receive the ball. 2-0 to Chelsea, remember. 2 goals scored in the first half. The first from Pedro, the second from Hazard. And Hazard supplying the assist for the first as well. Thrown to Brighton on this near side, taken quickly by Solly Marsh to Proper. To Knockout. This is better from Brighton. A little bit of pressure from the Seagulls. Here's Pascal Gross. Out it goes to that far right-hand side. To Montoya, infield to Knockout. Brings it onto his right foot. Does he have time and space to shoot? There's Montoya. Poor first touch. Ball goes behind. Is that a corner? I do believe it is. So a decent spell of possession there from Brighton, which followed Marcos Alonso's shot, which hit the inside of the post up the other end of the field. It's a corner meantime to Brighton in front of the north stand. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger into the penalty area. Dunk's there as well. Balogun as well, supplying the height. Here it comes, bent in delicately towards the back post. Balogun was there, heading it down, but no one was on the end of it. Decent delivery from the set piece. Found Balogun at the far post. He headed it down. The ball was there to be attacked. Still it's Brighton 0, Chelsea 2. 25 minutes for play here at the Amex. Here's Lewis Dunk on the halfway line. Brighton fans encouraged by that. To Bernardo, the Brazilian at left back. He flicks it back to Dunk, who does well to seize upon the loose ball, and this is better from Brighton. Good spell of possession here. To Proper, working out to the far right-hand side. To Pascal Gross. What sort of cross can he conjure up here? Not a back cross towards the far post. Headed down, half a chance, and it's a goal! Solly Marsh has got one back for Brighton. Flicking it in from 6 yards. Can Brighton get back into this game. It followed a decent spell of possession. A good delivery from the right-hand side from Pascal Gross. His cross from that right-hand side into the 6-yard area. Opened up Chelsea. Header towards the back post. Bernardo got it, heading it down, and this time someone was attacking the loose ball. It was Solly Marsh, and the local lad has his first goal of the season. Have we got a game on here at the Amex? Are we set for a dramatic conclusion? Beaten is Arisa Balaga. A fist bump there from Solly Marsh, and delight from Chris Hughton. It's the first goal that Brighton have scored against Chelsea in 35 years, since September 1983. So, what trajectory is this game going to take? It's been comfortable thus far for the visitors, but Brighton have got themselves back in contention. Can they get a leveller? Ball goes out of play on this near side. That has encouraged the home fans. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is going to come on for Chelsea. And suddenly Maurizio Sarri looks concerned on the touchline. Pedro the man to go off. Ruben Loftus-Cheek the man on for his 50th appearance in the Premier League. The man with 6 goals for Chelsea. Ball out of play over on that far side. Suddenly the Brighton fans are encouraged. Knockaert is the man down over on the far touchline. Home fans thinking that there was an illegal challenge there from Alonso. He's holding his mouth, which has red on it, so he's claiming he was elbowed by Alonso as the latter looked to shield the ball out of play. I'm not sure it was intentional, but certainly there was an elbow to the mouth of Knockaert, who looks in some pain. Thrown to Chelsea. Alonso will take it. Home fans boo. And it's Alonso the target of their ire. Gathered back by Brighton. This is better from the home side. Here's Solly Marsh, the goal scorer. Plays it forward. Claims he was fouled in the inside right channel. Nothing doing, says Mr. Stuart Attwell. 2-1 Chelsea lead. That was the score at half-time. 2-0 was the score at half-time. Brighton grabbing one back in the second half through Solly Marsh. A little bit of afters there involving David Luiz and Florian Andone. And Luiz looks for the first time a little bit ruffled. There's going to be a booking. And Andone is the man who is going to go into the book. He's hardly been on the field any time at all. And the Romanian goes into Mr. Stuart Attwell's book for a challenge that certainly ruffled the feathers of David Luiz for the first time this afternoon. Suddenly we have a game on our hands. 2-1 Chelsea lead. 2-0 the score at half-time. Goals from Pedro and Hazard. Solly Marsh grabbing one back in this second half. His goal coming on 66 minutes, his first of the season from the local lad, as the ball is played forward by Brighton, gathered by Chris Hughton, who wants some urgency from his side. Must be pleased with this better second half showing. Bernardo the man will take the throw in. Back it goes to Lewis Dunk. Chelsea pressing forward from Loftus-Cheek, and the ball is gathered by Willian, pressurising Montoya. High work rate from Chelsea. Back to David Luiz. Across to Aspilicueta. And Here is Loftus-Cheek on this near side, trying to go past Bernardo. Does do so. Pass proper as well. It's Loftus-Cheek into the penalty area. Brings it out to his right foot. Forced wide. Here's Conte towards the byline. Crosses back. Headed away by Brighton. Gathered on the edge of the penalty area, though, by the yellow shirts of Brighton. And helping out his defence is Solly Marsh, who deputises at left back and clears upfield. Good play that from the Brighton number 20. Seemed like Loftus-Cheek was going to go all the way there. But the Brighton defence holding firm. 2-1 Chelsea lead. 20 minutes left for play here on Premier League Live. And here is Lewis Dunk at the back, given away though, gathered by Conte. 2-2 down at St Mary's. 2-1 to Chelsea here. Decent game. Chelsea very much in the ascendancy in the first half. Brighton coming back into it in the second, as the scoreline would suggest. Here is Conte, right side of midfield, advancing forward to the edge of the penalty area. Then finds Hazard. 2 defenders on him. Back to Azpilicueta, who's free. Into the penalty area come Chelsea. Back out again to Hazard on this right-hand side, down in the corner flag. Solly Marsh in front of him. Back it goes to Azpilicueta. Plenty forward from Chelsea, as Maurizio Sarri's side look to put this game to bed. Encouraged forward by their fans away to the right. Here is Conte, trying to weave his way through. Flicks it through to Willian. There is Kovacic, cleared by Montoya at right back. Ball drops on the halfway line. Better tempo to this game in the second half. It was more like a training ground exercise for Chelsea in the first at times. Interception there from Stevens that releases knockout. Suddenly there's more belief about Brighton. Out it comes to Marsh on this left-hand side. Can he get past his right back? Azpilicueta can't do so. And in fact Marsh does well to win the throw-in there. Not quite the required qualities get past Cesar Azpilicueta. And I think there's going to be a change down on the touchline. I wonder where it will come. It will be for Chelsea, certainly. As Brighton come forward, Gross down that right-hand side. Here's the cross, gets towards the far post. In fact, we're just seeing the substitution now. And there is going to be a change. Maurizio Sarri is in dispute with the fourth official. And I'm not quite sure what is going to take place now. He certainly looks annoyed, does Maurizio Sarri. (2-1) Chelsea lead. Play resumes. Back in the left full-back position. No substitution from Chelsea. Ball cleared upfield by Dale Stevens. Out to play the ball goes. It will be gathered by Rudiger. There is going to be a change. Ross Barkley is going to be the man to come on. Certainly there seems to be confusion down on the subs bench. And it was directed by the Chelsea manager towards the fourth official, Mr. Kevin Friend. Certainly seems to be some form of misunderstanding. But eventually Chelsea are going to make a change. They haven't done so yet, as the ball is played back by Brighton to Matthew Ryan. Cleared upfield. Flicked on by Bernardo. To Jorginho. Back it goes to Luiz. Suddenly under a bit of pressure. Cleared by Arrizabalaga. Out it comes to Alonso. Flicks it casually down the line to Kovacic. He goes down. The Real Madrid loanee. And it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea, fouled by David Stevens. The foul on Kovacic. 2-1 to Chelsea. Pedro and Hazard in the first half. Solly March in the second. Ross Barkley will eventually come on for Chelsea. And the man to make way will be Mateo Kovacic. Ross Barkley with 3 goals so far this season. Signed in January from Everton for £15 million. Didn't feature too much under the previous regime, but more involved this season under Maurizio Sarri. 15 minutes left for play here on the south coast. Elsewhere at St Mary's, further along the south coast, it's Southampton 2, Arsenal 2. 2 goals for Danny Ings there, and 2 goals for Henrik Mkhitaryan. This game is threatening to get out of hand here on the south coast. Stuart Attwell blowing for the foul, calling over Dale Stephens and David Luiz, and then ushering away Luiz. He's going to talk to Dale Stephens. I don't think there's going to be a booking. And Hazard is the man on the turf, clutching his right calf. And Dale Stephens pleads his innocence to the referee. Mr. Stuart Attwell, Lewis Dunk joins the conversation as well. Brighton making a much better fist of it in this second half. They scored their first goal against Chelsea in 35 years. Alan Young got the last for Brighton against Chelsea at the old Goldstone. Solly March, the next man to score against the side from London, who've won all 6 league encounters before today. In the 7th, can Brighton get something? They were comfortable in that first half, but a change up front with Andone coming on, putting himself about a bit more, and a bit more impetus from Brighton has seen the Seagulls get back into this game, and Chelsea not quite exert the control that they did in the first. So play will eventually resume after a long delay. Hazard goes off for treatment. It's a free kick to Chelsea, 12 yards inside opposition territory, slightly to the left-hand side. Jorginho eventually takes it to Ross Barkley, who gets his first touch. Back it goes to Rudiger. 10 yards short of the halfway line, out to Cesar Azpilicueta, who's had a good game this afternoon. Plays it back to Arrizabalaga in the Chelsea goal. He has time to control it right-footed with a deft touch, then launch it upfield. Ball is won back by Loftus-Cheek in midfield for Chelsea, does well, then advances over the halfway line. Plays the ball infield to Ross Barkley in a bit of time and space. He plays it out to the left-hand side. Ominous this from Chelsea. There's Alonso looking to open up the Brighton defence. Still Chelsea have it over on that far side. Here's Ross Barkley to Willian. Hazard's there as well. And a shot from Ross Barkley that is well wide and well high. In fact, it was about 20 yards over the goal. Certainly the highest shot I've seen in the Premier League this season. A little limp there though from Hazard as he tries to shake off that knock, and a few words exchanged between Lewis Dunk and Eden Hazard. Yves Bissouma prepares to come on in this second half. He was dropped for this game, the number 8, as Azpilicueta thinks about playing it back to his own keeper. Out came Arrizabalaga, and the right back opts to play it out into touch on this near side. Brighton 1, Chelsea 2. Good play that from the right back. He's had a good game for Chelsea this afternoon. And here are the yellow shirts of Chelsea in midfield. Gathered back though by Montoya. Did well. The right back pressing forward. Cleared by Rudiger. Upfield. Gathered by Proper. Greater urgency from Brighton here as they seek to get something out of this game. Their first ever point against Chelsea in the league. There is Proper playing it back to Balogun across to Lewis Dunk. In helping out his central defence is Dale Stephens. Out to Balogun, and some passing and possession from Brighton, but it's at the back. They're going to have to play further up the field if they're to get something from this game. Ball comes down the line, and the referee blows his whistle, and there is a flag up, and it is a free kick to Chelsea. Mr. Hatzidakis puts his flag up, and it allows a change to be made. Yves Bissouma will be the man coming on. Pascal Gross is the man to go off. 10 minutes left for play here at the Amex. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 2. Brighton doing well to get back into this game. Chelsea dominating the first half. But Chris Hughton will be pleased with what he sees in this second half. At least they've made a game of it, and there may be more to come yet. Here's Rudiger. Switching play out to that left-hand side, gathered by Alonso in his blue boots. Threads it forward to Hazard. Gathered back by Balogun for the Seagulls. Across to Bernardo, the Brazilian, on the edge of his own penalty area. Given away, though, ominously. Here's Hazard for Chelsea. Out to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Right-hand side of the penalty area. Still a chance here for Chelsea. Great defending. The ball looks as if it would find its way to Marcos Alonso, lurking at the far post. And it was almost a third for Chelsea. And here they come again through Conte. Out to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Right-hand side. Just slowing down the play momentarily. Exchanging passes with Conte. It's Loftus-Cheek again. Forward comes Azpilicueta, receives the ball, headed away is by Bernardo. Decent defending that from Brighton, and they've won the free kick on this near side. Good strength there. Ironic cheers from the Brighton and Hove Albion fans. 8 minutes left for play. Brighton 1, Chelsea 2. Ball played forward from the free kick to Andone, who hasn't seen too much of the ball. Trying to wrestle the ball off Rudiger, who's done well in a right full-back position. Good strength from him. And there's going to be another change, I think. Oliver Giroud will be the man to come on. And it's Eden Hazard, the man to go off. Good first half from him. His 9th assist of the season for the first goal, and his 9th goal of the season 16 minutes after that. Not quite the same impact in the second half. So Maurizio Sarri goes for the final 8 minutes or so with a bit of height from Olivier Giroud, the 6'4" target man. Looking for a change in approach perhaps. Brighton have a throw-in on this near side. Knockout's also going off, and Jurgen Lecardier is coming on for the home side. As the throw-in is taken on this near side, it has a disappointing conclusion if you're a Brighton fan. Ball's almost straight out of play on this near side. 7 minutes left for play. Maurizio Sarri on that touchline, his arms folded. Brighton have the ball once again. Infield it goes to Ross Barkley, policed by Dale Stephens. Out to Alonso. Plays the ball down the line to Willian. Ross Barkley takes up a position further down that touchline. Back it goes to David Luiz. And suddenly the atmosphere is provided by the Brighton fans, urging their team in this final 6 minutes to try and get something from this game. 2-1 the lead from the visitors. Brighton have lost the last 8 meetings with Chelsea. And the last one they lost 4-0. As Chelsea trying to press forward. There is Olivier Giroud in the Brighton penalty area. It's cleared by Dale Stephens, helped on by Montoya. Back it is with the midfielder Stephens. Worked out to this near side to Bernardo. Down the line to Lecardier, the ball goes. Shows good strength, ball deflects off proper though, and it's gathered back by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. There is Bernardo to intervene for the home side. Good strength there from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And the ball goes out of play in the left full-back position. 5 minutes left here at the Amex this afternoon. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Chelsea 2. Elsewhere, It's still Southampton 2, Arsenal 2. Play resumes eventually on this near side with the Chelsea throw. Flag up. The checker flag up on this near side from Mr. Hatzidakis. Free kick to Chelsea. Bit of concern down on that Chelsea bench. More than there was in that first half anyway. As Brighton trying to press forward and make inroads down this left-hand side. They are repelled. Back comes Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So game's certainly scrappier in this second half, which will favour Brighton. And it's played back by Balogun to his own keeper. Matthew Ryan clears upfield. Chested down by Basuma. Intervening is Conte. Chelsea trying to advance over the halfway line with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Both sides giving it back to each other. Here's Basuma trying to thread the ball forward. And Marcus Alonso, who's already been booked. No, he's not already been booked. Receives the yellow card for a foul there on Andone. And he knew what he was doing to try and prevent the forward getting away from him. Good play down this left-hand side from Brighton, from Basuma. Tried to thread the ball through. And Alonso, he grabbed Solly Marsh, it was, to prevent him getting on the end of the through ball, because he knew that Marsh would be through on goal. And the Brighton fans not impressed with that cynicism there from the Spaniard at left back. And neither was Chris Hughton, who urges his team to show higher tempo. Still it's 2-1 to Chelsea. And it's a free kick for that foul on March. Just to the right-hand side, marginally, perhaps dead centre. It's a little bit further away from where the foul was. Standing over the ball, Solly March with an opportunity here for Brighton and Hove Albion. It's Brighton 1, Chelsea 2. It's a free kick to the Seagulls. 2 minutes left for play here down on the south coast. Stepping up, there's Marsh high and wide over the bar, and an opportunity spurned. And still the home fans boo the cynicism from Alonso to bring Marsh down. But the resultant free kick, he got it over the wall, but it didn't come back down again. So we've got 2 minutes left for this encounter as Rudiger receives the ball from his keeper. There's Conte as well. Out it comes to this near side. Good hassling though, from good pressure from Basuma. Wins the throw-in, takes it himself, plays it back to Proper in midfield. Back it goes to Balogun. Can Brighton salvage something from this game? Here's Stevens, launches the ball forward down this left-hand side. Suddenly there's two men forward on the left. Here's Bernardo. Basuma's there as well. Can he conjure up a decent delivery? Still it's Basuma trying to get into the penalty area. Goes down. No free kicks of the referee, Stuart Attwell. Looked like he telegraphed going down there to the Mali international, but it's gathered back by Brighton on this left-hand side. Back to Dale Stevens. He clips it forward. It's flicked on by Lecardier. Out of play. More pressure from Brighton. Throwing level with the edge of the penalty area. A minute left of the 90. Chelsea holding on a little here, surprisingly. Out it goes to Bernardo. He's closed down by Conte, and it's the first corner of the game for Brighton. And it's come in the 90th minute. It's Brighton 1, Chelsea 2, and an opportunity here from a set piece. Here's Marsh, takes it short, plays it to Basuma, back again to Marsh. Chelsea, they need to get the ball in the box, Brighton. Eventually they do so. There's a shot high and wide. And Chris Hughton is absolutely apoplectic with rage. Furious. Should have used that opportunity better. Opted for the short corner. And that was an opportunity wasted. Possibly should have just curled it into the box. The 90 is almost up. Chris Hughton chewing his gum furiously over in front of his technical area. And there's going to be another booking here for time wasting. Referee Stuart Attwell, I think, is going to book Arrizabalaga. He is going to do so for time wasting. And some discussions down on the bench. Chelsea fans are whistling for the end of this game. 2-1, their side lead. We're into stoppage time. 4 minutes will be added at the end of this game. And here are Brighton once again on the halfway line with Yves Bissouma. Playing the ball down the touchline, trying to play a return ball. Bissouma on the end of it, goes down near the touchline, and it's going to be a corner. Alonso says it wasn't, and it's going to be a corner. So, moments after winning their first of the afternoon, Brighton have won the second. It certainly looked like a foul by Alonso on Bissouma. So, Chelsea looking a little bit shaky. Corner over on that far side. Dunk forward for the home side. 2-1 the visitors lead. Here comes the corner. Better one. Doesn't get past the near post though. Headed away by Barkley. Gathered by Marsh over on that far side. Back into the box it comes. Cleared away by Chelsea. It's going to be a Brighton throw-in. Midway inside the Chelsea half. We've played 1.5 minutes of the added 4. Chelsea hanging on a little bit, having looked so comfortable in that first half. And back upfield it comes from Matthew Ryan. Aimed towards Lewis Dunk, who's stayed forward. Here's Andone. Out it goes to that far side to Solly Marsh. Ball comes into the box. And lurking at the far post was Locadia. The ball doesn't find him. Smiles all round. Much, much better from Brighton in this second half. They've at least applied pressure. Solly Marsh's ball into the box. It reached Lewis Dunk. He wanted the corner. And he's got one, I think. No, it's a goal kick. We've played just over 2 minutes of the 4. Upfield it comes from Arrizabalaga. Brighton 1, Chelsea 2. If you're just tuning in, Pedro and Hazard in the first half for the visitors. Oh so comfortable for Maurizio Sarri's side in that first half. Brighton coming back into it in the second. Solly Marsh getting one back for the Seagulls on 66, and that remains the scoreline. It's up for grabs now. Here's Willian trying to clinch things for Chelsea. Out it comes to Ruben Loftus-Cheek on as a second half sub to Willian, who's popped up on the right hand side. 1 minute left of this game on the south coast. Chelsea trying to keep hold of the ball, and it's played back to Rudiger. He's forced to play it back to his own keeper. Arrizabalaga has it on the edge of his own